Oh, yeah. It's time, guys. Welcome into the stream. A little bit later than usual, but appreciate you guys hanging with me. We have a lot to get into. Ton to get into. We got the Cubs-Padres game up on my TV here. Looks like it's a full count with PCA with a runner on first, one out. 2-0 Cubs, bottom six. We have a Thursday night football game tonight. We still have a Yankees-Red Sox game going on later. And we have a massive new feature that came out for OddsJam called Sharp Money. So we're going to dive into that. We're going to take a look at also the FanDuel jackpot first or last touchdown scored. They're giving away a lot of money in bonus bets. I already know the guy that I want to go with. Looks like PCA shoots a single, and we have runners at first and second now with one out. So we have a lot going on, a lot to dive into as we also welcome the NBA preseason started today. The Knicks and the 76ers out in Dubai. That was great. Or Abu Dhabi. I can't remember where the hell they played. So let's kind of jump into it. First thing we're going to jump into is sharp money. And what is it? And kind of take a look. So this is going to be a new little feature package. We've been talking about sharp money on this stream for probably 9 months. Maybe a little bit longer than that. So over here on my OddsJam page, you're going to notice we talked about the Deposit Optimizer last week. Really cool feature with OddsJam, guys. Deposit Optimizer helps you figure out if you're like, hey, listen, I got $500, I have $5,000, I have $50,000. Where should I put my money? That's what the Deposit Optimizer is going to tell you to do. It's going to create a roadmap for you to figure out which sports books you should put the most or bulk of your money into. It's a step-by-step breakdown. It's great. But right here, this is Sharp Money. Okay, now one thing that I want to mention before we dive into this tool. Currently, Sharp Money is $300 a month. If you message Randall right now, first 300 people that message Randall and use code LIFE, L-I-F-E, all caps, you're going to get the tool for $150 every month. It's not going to change. So, Matt, what's going on? LJ, what's going on? Cash grab, same as low holds, LJ. That's fine, LJ. Listen, man, I'm just going to still go over the tool. Obviously, this is one tool. You can use a lot of tools on OddsJam. If you know what to do, we've been doing this for a while. Before Sharp Money ever came out, I was using it. But, appreciate your 2 cents, brother. Dr. Slips, what's going on? Trent, what's going on? So for Sharp Money, we'll say, I'm a company man, guys. If you guys don't know, I work for the company. So I drink the Kool-Aid. So we're going to use code LIFE. Sharp Money for $149 a month for life. Okay. First 300 people. Appreciate that on the 700K. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. It was a fun giveaway. So let's kind of jump into this. So here's where I really like to use Sharp Money the most. We've talked about the exchanges, NoVig, ProfitX. Okay. So when you're on a sports book like FanDuel, okay, and we're going to pull up this Cam Scatabo play because this is kind of the example. So we come over to Cam Scatabo, receiving props, and player total receptions, right? And you see the Cam's at plus 116. And let me just minimize myself just a little bit. There we go. And I'm not logged in, okay? I'm not logged in at all. If you don't believe me, here it is. You can see I'm not logged into FanDuel. FanDuel's taking a max wager of $862, okay? Now, we've talked about FanDuel before in the past. They are the largest sports book in all of America. So the largest sports book in America is taking $862, okay? So you could see that someone over at NoVig and ProfitX, well, they have like $13,000 on Cam Scatabo. They put up 13 grand on the under 2.5, meaning that the person on the exchange wants to bet the over. They want Cam Scatabo's over 2.5 receptions, and they want it at plus 114 odds. Okay. And as you can see that right here, right? So we know that we can't wager $1,000 on FanDuel. Someone has 5 times that amount on Cam Scatabo over on NoVig or ProfitX. So the idea here is that OddsJam Sharp Money tool is going to find you odds on a recreational book that we want to be on the Sharp Money side. Okay. And this is one of the biggest discussions back and forth. Some people don't believe in this at all. Some people think that, you know what, this is not a sound strategy, that there's just a bunch of rich guys out there that just like to bet on NoVig and ProfitX. Okay. And then there's people that I lean more on. Listen, if I can only bet $862 on FanDuel, which DraftKings and Caesars and MGM, they're not going to continuously take player prop bets this size. And you can get 5 times that amount over on another sports book. Well, then I would probably want to be on the side of the guy with the sharp money. Also, bet tracking, guys, is going to be very important here for sharp money. But the idea here is the OddsJam is going to say, yo, there's a lot of money over here. You want to bet this Cam Scattaboo on the over, okay? And by the way, if you bet this earlier, Arbfather, I know, got this at plus 130. Alex bet this at like plus 142. So they got really good pricing on this. So the other thing that I really like to use this for is you have to understand, like when we're looking at the Seahawks play, $17,000 probably isn't enough to get me excited, okay? Because if I come over here, and as you can see, I'm already looking at first touchdown scores. I already have my play picked. I already have my play picked for FanDuel tonight on my long shot first-time touchdown scores. So what's the game? We're looking at Bucs Seahawks. So if I come over here to the Bucs Seahawks, and I open this up in a new link, and I want to look at the point spread, okay? Pinnacle is showing $30,000, okay, as the point spread for the Bucs and the Seahawks. So for me, this isn't enough. All right, I'm not going to lean on the sharp money side here with ProfitX and Novig because it's only $17,000. I am going to put a lot of stock in a Pinnacle and Bookmakers odds and BetOnline and Circa because they're all taking way more on this. Okay, but where I think sharp money can be really, really good for us, okay, is on player props. So here's how I would set this up. First thing is you can just pick your sports books, just like we always do, guys. Here's the liquidity. You want to see a minimum liquidity, a maximum liquidity, you can do that there. You want to know what Pinnacle's limits are. You could set that up here. But what I would do is I would just go a minus 200 to a plus 200, okay? And then I'm just going to look at the date range, right? And then I'm just going to look at the markets, and I'm going to come over here, and I'm just going to say, you know what? I'm really just interested in player props because this is where I think it's going to be a next level thing is for player props. So when I pull up player props, Matthew Stafford. Now, Hard Rock's not a hard book to beat, okay? But on his rushing yards for Stafford, someone's got 10 G's up on the over 0.5. They're offering up $10,000. That means that person wants to bet Stafford's under a lot. So they got this at what, $9,500? They got his under at minus 143. Well, we can get a better price at a recreational book betting the under on Stafford, okay? So this is going to be, again, I want you guys to form your own opinion. If you're LJ, just use the low holds tool, right? Don't pay for the sharp money tool. But if you believe in the fact that there's guys that have, $500 or $1,000 or $1 million bankrolls that aren't interested in betting in the rec books and are trying to get this money down on the exchanges, then this could be a very viable tool for you for betting on player props. And do you know what league has more options to bet player props than any other league that's starting in like 2.5, 3 weeks? The NBA. The NBA has a boatload of cash when it comes to betting on player props. There's tons and tons and tons. So player sacks for Bryce Young, right? This wouldn't be one that I would go after because it's only $174. So this isn't a play that I like. Same with these Bryce Young plays. But this Stafford play is like a clear cut, like, yo, I want to bet the under on Stafford. Go take a look at Stafford's game logs. I think the guy has like -5 rushing yards on the whole season. He doesn't run a lot. So this would be a clear-cut one. This Ely play or early play, I don't know how I really feel about this. I would probably say not enough money from Novig and ProfitX. Now, to be fair, SportsZeno is not a hard book to beat, but this is not a high enough liquidity for me. But we start to get into the $1,000 or more range, guys. Like we get to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8K for player props. That's where I think this is very insightful. So if you go to the next 7 days, this is going to show you a lot of different plays. Scattaboo on his receptions, right? You can look at the Yankees pitcher over on his player outs. A lot of guys think that, you're going to be able to get this. So this is one where like I can bet into Pinnacle, right? Bet 105 is offering minus 112 odds. And, if we come over and we see what Pinnacle's limits are. So if I come over to this Red Sox-Yankees game, this is something that's out there. Oh, it does? I'm sorry, man. Appreciate that. This is me showing it's not there. Sorry, $500 limit on Pinnacle. So it's a $500 limit on Pinnacle, and someone bet like $3,500. So we're not talking like double the size. This is way more than that. This is what, 7x the size. So this is where I could go over to Bet 105 and say, yo, I want to go take this play. Now, something else that I will mention, if you guys do, jump into this, and I'm logging into Bet 105 right now to go place this bet, because I'm going to go bet this over 11.5. All the books except for Pinnacle are heavy favorites on this. Okay, outside of really Bovada. You could go get this at Bovada as well. So I'm just going to come over here and bet this over 11.5 on Schittler, which is a great last name. I love saying it. And player outs. And it's now at minus 129. So this isn't all that good. I'm going to go over to Bovada and bet this instead, because Bovada is showing odds of minus 115. And you can see that, Bet 105's got the $250 limit here. So I like this, though. I still really like this. So this is where you can use sharp money. So let's get back over the DGF AI slip generator. We're gonna spend a little more time over here on this, but I'm just gonna place this bet over on Bovada, and I'm gonna bet it on my cell phone here, one of my many cell phones. So here we go. I want to take a look. For the FanDuel promo, guys, we are going. I know my guy. This FanDuel promo is an awesome promo that's offered. And where's my FanDuel page at? Here we go. FanDuel's over here. If you guys don't know about this, right here, this jackpot, okay? Now, I received I guess we'll just go ahead and jump into this one now. Then we'll go back to the DGF. I received, I can't remember his name, but I appreciate whoever emailed me because they hit for this. And so just so you guys know, this bonus is if you bet on a player to score the first or last touchdown, minimum wager is $5. Just so you guys know, if you wager more money, you don't receive more money for the bonus bets. So in my opinion, I'm betting long shot players, okay? CMC or Kyron could score the touchdown. In my mind, everybody's betting on those. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to log in off to the side here, and I already found my dude. My dude that I'm going with for first-time touchdown scores, I'm going with MVS. I don't know if you guys don't know this or not, but there's literally the entire 49ers team is hurt. So if anyone's going to make me score a touchdown for me, I'm taking the long shot with MVS. Plus 8,000 odds. So we're going to get paid out a really nice amount. Make sure that you guys, we're going to come over here. Did I not log in? Let me double check this, because I want to make sure that the promo is there for me. Okay, we claim this. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to come over here to the NFL, and we're going to hit this up. And so this is going to be my jackpot touchdown score, first TD score. Make sure you grab the middle section here, guys. I'm going with MVS at plus 8,000 odds. And let me make sure I do the jackpot. Yeah, okay. Pre-match straight, anytime TD, or it's anytime TD? Oh, it's anytime TD? Doesn't have to be first time touchdown score? Did I read the promo wrong? This is not really out of pocket for me. Anytime TD score. So it's an anytime TD score. Well, then I still kind of like the anytime. Let me go back to this then. This is so Billy Collins, dude. This is me on point. I just misread the player prop. Let me know. Davis Allen, Richard. Love that, man. Yeah, Replay Lab. Listen, if you guys feel that it should be included in Platinum, definitely let them know about it, right? If you feel that you're getting ripped off with value, definitely let your voice be heard. So yeah, I mean, LJ, I don't know if you know this, bro, but I do have an opinion. I can speak my mind on this, right? If you don't like it, right? If you don't like that it's a separate plan, then go tell them to include it, right? No doubt about that. I'm a big advocate for making sure that you give value for your money. And if you think you're getting ripped off, or if it's a cash grab, then go tell them. I can't make any changes about it, but definitely check it out. In terms of the pricing and how that all structures in, that's not my bread and butter. My thing is I explain the tool and how it works, and then let you make your mind up for yourself. But if you feel that you're getting ripped off, then definitely let your voice be heard. I'm all for that. Player touchdowns. Let's see. Colby Parkinson. Okay, maybe it's Colby Parkinson. Kind of wanted to go with this instead. I want to make sure I'm getting a good price. What do we got here? What do we got? So I'm really just scrolling here, guys, to see where FanDuel pops up as the bright green, because then I know I'm getting a really good price. And last year, FanDuel was great for going after them for first-time touchdown scores. But this year, it's been more ESPN bets, been more DraftKings. DraftKings wasn't great last year. Alex is on Sky More, which, like, I mean, it's hard for me to go against Sky More here. This could be something that maybe I'll dip my toes into. So let's take a look at Sky More. And we'll throw that on there. I like going long shots on these guys. That's how I really like to do it, because it's more fun. Anytime's going to be right the first one here. Sky Moore. He's also on the Niners. There we go. Touchdown jackpot. MVS you could do, but I like the play here. And I'm just going for $5 because if we hit, again, you don't get paid out more if you wager more here. It's just if we hit, we hit. So there we go. I'll take a little screenshot of this. There it is. There it is. So I'm going to do my $5 here, and we're going to look for Sky Moore, and we'll see what happens. I'm just looking over here on the pitcher outs. I'm back on Bovada on my phone. And where we got here? All right, so I'm going with Sky Moore. Terrence Ferguson looks to be a lot better. Again, these are all long shot plays, guys. So, we have a low chance of hitting this, but I still really like it. Outside of that, I would say that would be it. So let's jump back over the DGFAI slip generator. Let's reset this, and we'll start off with some 3-pick and a 2-pick. So this is Dabble, and this is Rebet right here. Looking for the total outs. Dude, the total outs on Schittler already jumped up to minus 135. Yeah, I'm not crazy about minus 135. I might be a little late to the party there. A little late to it. Okay. Robinson over 2.5. By the way, good luck to Ken and Ian tonight. Our final giveaway comes down to the spread. Ian has the Rams at minus 6.5. Ken has the Niners at plus 6.5. The line has moved, I think, all the way up to 8, 7.5 or 8. I bet the Rams at minus 7 last night, and saw that the line moved against us. So what do we got going on in this Cubs-Padres game? We got a runner at second. Bogart stolen base, call stands, and 1-1 count, 1 out. Padres threatening to maybe put a runner up on the board. Here we go. Love this. Love this. By the way, big thank you to Jaron Duran, or Duran, however you say his last name. Bro, you dropping that ball in the outfield last night in the 5th inning. I could kiss you right now. You're the best. Thank you so much, brother. 3-pick over here on Underdog. We are already on Jackie Young. We made a slip yesterday that's already on there. Minus 5.5 replay lab on Monday. What's going on, Irish? No problem, LJ. Listen, man, disagreements, and I'm not saying heavy disagreements, but the one thing that I want to make sure that I make that's on these streams is, I don't want everyone drinking the Kool-Aid. I like a little back and forth, a little healthy discussion. I don't want everyone in the stream to be on the same side. If you voice your opinions on anything, let me know. Let me know. Wow, what a catch. What a catch by, I forget who plays second, Nico Horner. Great catch by Horner there to get 2 outs for the Cubs. But I want to hear some back and forth, right? And by the way, guys, if you disagree with someone, don't shun them. We want to have a solid environment for some back and forth. Keep an open mind. Maybe your opinion will change. Mine changes all the time. All right, so we got the Shohei play. CS2 Go, I can play that. This Jackie Young play, I can't remember what the slip is. The slip that we created yesterday is alive and well when it comes to this. So we have Jackie Young lower on her rebounds and assists. This is over on points and rebounds. And then we got Alyssa Thomas lower points and rebounds. But this is Shohei under on his bases for game 1 against the Phillies. My Dodgers, lifelong Dodgers fan. They take care of business last night. That was a pretty crazy game. And kind of crazy start to it with the error by Hernandez in the 1st inning. But if you guys want to grab this one, go ahead and grab it. What else do we got? We got some prize picks. We got 3-pick power. 3-pick power with Hurts, Adams, and Dylan Brooks. The only thing I'm going to mention here, guys, I understand that you're going to be really excited to bet NBA player props preseason. Just be careful. be mindful. Unless you follow the NBA a ton, I would just tread softly. Yeah, Replay Lab, that's a good question. So Replay asks, how do you scale your bet size in the Sharp Money tool, a unit or what? I would say, in terms of scaling this, because, there's not going to really be a recommended bet size here, right? So what you could do is a few things. If you believe that this play on no vig is the correct play, then what I would do is I would then throw this into a no vig fair odds calculator using no vig's odds as the source of truth kind of thing and try to figure it out there. But for the most part, yeah, I don't mind if you want to go with a unit system with Sharp Money, right? And try to figure it out from there. What's what? What else do we got here? The Scatterboo play, like I got to get a little bit more money into FanDuel. It's just hard for me to bet this after I know that like I could have got it like plus 130 earlier. But it's a good question. If you want to have also, guys, certain thresholds. So if you're only betting player props, and the biggest thing here is you want to stay consistent. So number one, if it's on a player prop that has $5,000 liquidity or more, then maybe you go a unit and a half, right? If it's between 1,000 to 5,000, maybe it's a half unit to a unit, depending on your confidence. Or if it's, over 5,000, maybe it's a 2-unit play for you. Or maybe over $5,000 is a 1-unit play. Anything below 5,000 is less than 1 unit. That's how I would probably want to go about this, right? Kind of a couple key things too is with a unit sizing play using Sharp Money, you're going to kind of bet the same bet sizes. So you're not going to bet like $89 or $113 or $37. You're going to keep it at like a 25 or a 50 or 100. So using a unit sizing here with Sharp Money, and I'm glad you asked this, Replay. It's a very good question. It kind of helps you blend in like a casual, right? Keeps you the same. So that's one way to do it. The other thing, guys, that I would highly recommend that you do on the bet tracker here, if you're using OddsJam's bet tracker, which it is free, is just come over to the bet tracker, okay? And like this Sky Moore play, right? Click into this here. Click into this here, and in the notes section, type S or type Sharp or type SM, something, right? Because this is going to allow you, if you track your Sharp Money plays, you're now going to be able to know in the notes to take a look at this. And I can definitely, or we can ask the people at OddsJam. Hell, never mind. It's already over here. Don't even worry about it then. I'm such an idiot. It's over here. Just come over to Bet Type and click Sharp Money. And now you're going to be able to see your Sharp Money plays, like how they doing, right? That's why bet tracking is so powerful. Like I actually use Sharp Money over here on this play. And you can see it says Sharp Money. This was on BetMania for this tennis match. So we got this play over here. But now you're going to be able to track your bets in the Sharp Money play specifically. And this is going to be able to tell you if it's working or if it's not working. Or is this market working, or is NBA or NFL, or this is going to just allow you to get an idea down. And so this is going to be very powerful for you for the rest of the NFL season. But more importantly, it's going to be the NBA season, because now you're going to get the whole NBA season where you're going to be able to see what's what, right? So, or if you believe that it's Sharp Money, but you don't want to sign up for, you don't want to pay the extra for the Sharp Money, then just come over here in your notes and type SM or Sharp or whatever it is to designate what you think it is, because that's very important when it comes to these plays. But there's definitely going to be certain thresholds. Looks like solo bomb, Michael Bush, Cubs extend the lead, 3 Cobb right now. Ooh, Nelly, it's going to be a Cubs-Brewers division series maybe? Dude, did you watch the Tigers game earlier today? It ain't over till it's over, but Cubs are looking strong. But this is where, you can kind of utilize those. All right, so let's get back over here to the optimizer with OddsJam. Let's take a look at DraftKings Pick6. What do we got cooking? There we go. Ian just said Sharp Money for WNBA was really profitable. No doubt about that. Billy, Jack Does Magic. Any updates on the Fair Bet Act or amendment to the provision for that matter? So, Jack, the recent thing that I heard about, I think it was a week or two ago, it wasn't looking good for us. But I haven't heard any updates. If anyone has heard updates, let me know. Most of my updates come from Golden Pants' podcast. Just another home run? No, it's off the wall. from the Golden Pants podcast. But at the moment, I know recently it wasn't looking great. But I'm still holding out hope. I would put it, though, before the end of this year, if it actually gets amended, I would say plus 300 odds, in my opinion, that it actually happens. I'm not as bullish on it anymore for this year, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, Steven, I hear you there, man. All right, so we're looking at 3 picks over here on DraftKings Pick6. Passing attempts are very popular. Again, if you guys want to at least set this up with a minimum of 3 data points, check it out. I posted a code there, guys, earlier. If you want to use the sharp money, take a look at it there. Use code LIFE. First 300 people that message Randall with code LIFE in all caps, LIFE, you get the tool for $150. If you want to try OddsJam 1 week for free, use code Billy35. You get a 1 week free trial and then 35% off your first month. And when you're talking to the people over at OddsJam, you can see right down here at the bottom, this is where you can chat with them. Just tell them, be like, yo, Billy said I can get 1 week platinum on my trial. Okay, that's how you start the conversation off. Say, yo, Billy said I can get 1 week platinum on my trial. Okay, make sure you get platinum 1 week for free. Tell them that I told you could do so. Just go ahead and have that in there. Okay. One thing I don't like is Derrick Henry under on these rushing attempts. Lamar is not going to play. Cooper Rush is a competent backup quarterback. This is good. It's fine to Pinnacle. I don't like this to FanDuel. I don't like the Derrick Henry play. Geno Smith sucks at football, or at least he has this year for the Raiders. I'm okay with the Geno Smith play. I'm fine with that. Especially MGM at 31.5 at minus 120. Interesting. So passing attempts has been big. We are entering week 5 of the NFL season. If you've been playing DraftKings Pick6 for the first 4 weeks using OddsJam's tools, you've probably been betting a lot of over-under on a quarterback passing attempts. You should have a pretty decent idea if it's working or if it's not working. This is kind of paying attention to your betting history. It's all going to help you as a sports bettor. Okay, so we like the Geno play. CJ on the over 29.5. Yeah, it's okay. CJ's okay. And then what else do we got? Any other Pinnacle plays here? Bo Nix. This play's all right. It's not bad. It's okay. Against the Eagles. Passing completions under 21.5. I'm okay with this. Don't like Tua on his passing attempts. So Bo Nix is fine. But I'm not really seeing anything that jumps off the board at me. Dylan Gabriel. I would go with Gabriel, and then I would go with Geno, and then I would finish this off with either CJ or Bo. I'd probably rather go maybe Bo Nix. Bo Nix, Gabriel, and Geno. Those would be the 3 plays. Let's take a look at some fliff plays. We got any fliff plays right now? Let's take a look at like 3 minimum data points. Ken, what's going on? Dan, what's going on? Appreciate that, man. Yeah, I'm having a great day. It's Thursday night football. It's always good. We got playoff baseball. And, we're getting close to the weekend, too. So I'm looking forward to it. We have a huge UFC fight night. We're going to take a look at some bets in a little bit here for the UFC card. Very big card this Saturday that I'm excited to watch those fights. We got a lot of good stuff going on, guys. The NBA is coming in closer and closer. If you guys have not been using OddsJam or any software for betting on the NBA, buckle up. It's going to be an insane ride. I apologies if my voice was too loud there, but it's going to be crazy. It's going to be very crazy for the NBA, and I'm very excited. As always, guys, I kind of want to make sure I mention this. I'll mention this as we get closer to the first game of the NBA season. Tread softly on betting player props. Every single year, we all get super excited and super amped up for betting NBA playoffs, NBA regular season, and then you dump like 90% of your bankroll on player props the first 3 days, and you get smoked. And then you're like, dude, this happened last year. It happened the year before. Everyone gets so amped up to bet NBA player props. My advice for the first couple days, the first week of the season, betting player props, chill, homie. You can bet some. Don't lose your shirt. Don't bet more than what you should when it comes to player props to start the season. Try to ease into it. Try to just temper your expectations and just take it easy. Parlay play? No, not really seeing much. Didn't see enough there on Fliff either. Owner's box. If anyone's using owner's box, 6-pick entries are the most profitable. I don't want to play 6-pick entries. I'd rather play 3-pick entries. MBS on his receiving yards over 5.5. I don't know. Like I can't in good faith say this is a good play. It looks good to ESPN, really good to ESPN, but then BetMGM has this at -115. So, I mean, the Niners are down a ton of receivers. They need players. I just don't know how I feel about this, right? Because MVS really just needs to catch like one pass, and he's going to be in there. Catching the ball is tough for MVS. Play at the plate, he's out. What a play, what a throw by Arise to the plate. 2 outs, runner first, Cubs up 3-0. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Let's get a little drama for the Padres. Love to see a little drama going on. Underdog. Let's take a look at some underdogs. So there's not enough really on owner's box for me to get really excited. Can't do anything there. 3-pick entries over here on underdog. I don't like fantasy scores, if you guys don't know that. And I know we're spending a lot of time right now on DFS. We're going to hop over and look at some just EV plays and arbitrage plays as well. Bet every Bronny over. Trust, what's going on, man? How do you know how much to bet with the Sharp Money tool? Trust, not sure if you're just joining us. We kind of just talked about this about 15 minutes ago, how I would base this off of a unit. So figure out the liquidity on the Sharp Money tool. If it's over $5,000, maybe that's a unit for you. Maybe it's 2 units for you. Looks like they're reviewing this play at the plate. Maybe he got his hand under the tag. If it's less than $5 in liquidity, then maybe bet a half unit, maybe bet a full unit, right? Figure out what the liquidity limit's going to be for you to pull the trigger on either a unit or 2 units. But I would use a unit-based system for this, for sure. That's how I would go about it. All right, let's take a look at some. That's a good question. Otani, under on bases. We don't have any Pinnacle odds. We don't have any FanDuel odds. So I don't like this. Jackie Young, we talked about this play earlier. This is a good play. I mean, FanDuel's at 22.5, and we're getting this at 21.5. We only have to pay extra 2 cents in price. I like that one. Jaden Daniels on his passing attempts. Yeah, I'm okay with this. Under 31.5. FanDuel's at 30.5. I'm okay with this one. So I like Jackie Young. I like Jaden Daniels. There's going to be wider distribution on Hampton's receiving yards. I'm cool with this. I'm okay with Hampton. Yankees under first runs inning. Yeah, not really. I'd go with Hampton, Daniels, and Young. That would be the play. That would be the play. I'm already over here. I kind of already bet the Jackie Young play, so we can bet it again. Let me throw this up here right now, guys. I'm in the lobby. Let me go to champions. Let me throw Jackie Young up. I'll share this slip with you guys, and then we're going to go over and grab some other stuff. We're going to go on the over 21.5 points and rebounds. And then we're looking at Jaden Daniels. Looks like he is out. So he's out at home. So the call stands. We're looking at Jaden under on his passing attempts. And the difference, guys, sometimes between 1 or 2 passing attempts is a really big deal. Amari and Hampton, got him on my fantasy team. Not that anyone cares. I just like to say that. And he's very studly. Very good. All right, this is a 3-pick entry. No insurance. This payout get nerfed already? It looks like the payout might have got nerfed. It's not on Hampton, that's for sure. Is it on Jaden? Or is it on Jack? No, that's on Jackie Young. Doesn't say it, but okay. We're still going to go with it. Let me share this with you guys. And okay, let's get over there. All right, let's take a look. All right, so we talked about this earlier, guys. I am going with, for the FanDuel, we're leaning with Sky Moore first touchdown or last touchdown score over on FanDuel. I don't mind if you want to go with MVS, but where's he at? Sky Moore. He was at plus 1,400. I'm just having a terrible time. There it is. Sky Moore plus 1,400. That's who we're on for our FanDuel play. All right, we're gonna come over here. Let's look at the ARBs for a second. Any ARBs? A lot of ARBs. Okay, Bet Openly. Again, this is an exchange like NoVig, ProfitX. Take a look to see if Bet Openly is available in your state, right? Take a look to see if 4CX is available in your state. These are sports books. While ProfitX and NoVig are not available in Arizona, I can use Bet Openly, I can use 4CX, and I can also use SportTrade. So these are other exchanges that I have available for me. If you live in a state that, someone mentioned earlier about New Jersey doesn't have it anymore. Take a look to see if maybe Bet Openly 4CX are available to you. Brian Robinson Jr. over under here. This is a Canby Sportsbook, Desert Diamond, Valley Bet, Bet Parks, Bet Rivers. They're all available here. Appreciate that, Dr. Slips. Dr. Slips said, by the way, for the people asking about the Fair Bet Act, it got shot down, but there's a new wager act being pushed by Republicans, which does the exact same thing and is getting solid support from both sides. And by the way, if you guys have any fantasy questions, please feel free to ask them. Aiden just asked, who should I start as a flex? Robinson or DeMarcado, or right now, Carter? I'd go Carter. If it's Michael Carter, I would go Carter over DeMarcado. DeMarcado is probably going to catch a few passes if it's a PPR league, but I still like Michael Carter more in that case. Robinson is the tricky one. I just don't know if this could easily be like a 24-6 type of game tonight with the Rams and the Niners. I don't expect the Niners to put up a ton of points. Bookmaker and Fanatics, Aaron Judge. Okay, interesting. There's a couple ARBs, not maybe a ton that I'm looking to go after here. Giancarlo Stanton. If you guys live in Indiana, Ohio, or Kentucky, Prime Sports, you can hit this up with either MGM. If you see this Giancarlo Stanton play pop up like 4 times, like you do here, essentially this means that BetMGM is wildly off on player home runs for the under. So that's why you can see DraftKings, No Vig, Prime, Onyx. You can pair these up with any of these. Again, for Onyx guys, I like to use that book for pregame. I do not use them for live. I don't think they're that great for live, but they're very good for pregame. All right, let's take a look over here. I'm going to kind of just clear some things out. Let's look at some player props. And we're going to look for the date range for today. We're also going to use Pinnacle as the sharp. And we are also going to bring in some, let's go with select all. And then I want to add in some baseball too, because we got an MLB game coming up here soon. Okay. So Aaron Judge over at Fanatics, over 1.5 player bases. This isn't a hard one to figure out, guys. This is an ARB to Pinnacle, an ARB to Bookmaker. If you have a Fanatics account, Aaron Judge over 1.5 player bases. I'm going to go log in and bet my $10 max bet right now on Fanatics. This is an easy play. Very easy. Sometimes, guys, you don't really need to overthink it. It's the only book that's offering plus odds on the over. Bet it every time. And if you're limited like I am on Fanatics, who cares? Go bet it. Just go. It could be some easy money out there. Looks like they just know. Let me go on alternate total bases. Make sure you guys go to total bases. They just adjusted it down to plus 100 odds. I still really like it. I like it a lot. So, and there's like a 25% boost I could throw on this. Nice. All right, I got this boosted. Shout out to Fanatics. I got this for $25. I got it boosted as well. It is at plus 125 odds, and I was able to get $25. So, that pays me out more than what it should, which is great. So, shout out there to Fanatics. Make sure you guys, if you're using Fanatics at all, even if it's limited, take a look at the football guarantee plays. All right, so now we got a lot of unders here. This happens a lot on No Vig. By the way, I would love to hear from anyone out there if you are betting unders for player touchdowns for the NFL. How's on the exchanges? How's it been going for you? We got Fernando Tatis up with a runner on first, 1-0 count. It's now a 1-1 count. Padres trying to threaten here. They turned over the lineup here, so we got the top of the order up. This is it for the Padres, in my opinion. You're going to do it. You're going to do it now, or the season's over. Yeah, Anton, you might be surprised, man. I got the whole thing. It was a $25 max boost bet. Again, you guys that are limited on some of these accounts, some of you guys just throw these accounts away. You act like they're not worth anything. I got $25 down that if it hits, it's going to pay me out about $26 in profit. It's a terrible swing by Tatis. It is, it's definitely worth your time to add some extra money into your pocket, right? 25, 30, 40 bucks, guys. I don't know. Buys you Chipotle, buys you a nice maybe little dinner, little lunch. I still think it's very worth it using your limited accounts. All right, so let's see what we got over here. Some various different exchanges. If you guys have No Vig, Profit X, obviously I'm just leaving this up here for you guys. If you see some of these plays, $15, $19, $15, we don't have to do very deep digging here. Okay, this isn't like there's a professional bettor sitting on the other end hanging some liquidity here. This isn't the case. McCaffrey under on his receptions. Again, it's only $243. Ooh, wild pitch. Runner definitely goes to second. He's not going to go to third here. Okay. Luis Ariz had to get out of the way there. 2-0 count. Interesting. I'm low-key. I'm pulling for the Padres. I have no money on them. I just want the Padres to win. Stafford, under 1.5 passing touchdowns. I mean, this is... It's not quite an arb to Pinnacle or Bookmaker. This is interesting. When you click into this box, guys, this is where you're going to be able to tell if we're looking to bet the under. Right? This is where you can add some different books. Okay? So this graph has a lot going on. I'm just going to zoom in and kind of maybe pull this out right here. So you can see that we're looking down here at the bottom. This is the last hour ago. And we can see, okay, Pinnacle's chilling. And each one of those little dots, guys, if you're able to see those little dots on my screen, might be tough to see, that's Pinnacle updating its odds each time. So Bookmaker is slowly rising to plus 124. FanDuel's chilling. Circa's chilling. And Props Builder on BetOnline, Bovada, Rebet, they have started to move up in price a little bit. So this isn't a play that I really want to go after. I'm probably just going to chill on the Stafford under 1.5 passing touchdowns. On the other side here, at plus 115 odds, guys, on this under, this is a low hold to Circa. We could bet 115 on the over, $100 on the under, and we're going to not win or lose any money. So if I see a low hold to Circa here, I'm kind of in on Props Builder on betting this under. Let me catch up to everyone else in the chat here. Can be shown 104. Yeah. Key asks, can you show your profits plus EV betting? Do you arb a lot as well? Key, I don't really arb too much. And I do a lot of EV betting. Let's take a look at this real quick. Whoa. Bookmakers moving, bro. Bookmakers moving. That's a lot of movement in one direction. And we can get this at plus odds on Props Builder. You can also get this over on FanDuel. Looks like, all right, Ariz moves the guy over, but it's runner third now. Circa's moving in a certain direction. Pinnacle isn't, but Circa's moving. Bookmaker's moving. So I'm going to go over on Props Builder, and I'm going to bet this play on Cam. So, Key, yeah, I mean, I've been doing this for 4 years in terms of, like, you know, my what I've done. I've done arbing before in the past. Currently, I wouldn't say that I arb a lot. I'm going to look to arb more during the NBA season for sure. But I do just a lot of regular EV betting. Let's look at this play for strikeouts MLB. Over under. And I definitely like this. Ajim's telling me about $100. I'll go a little. Can I go more? I can go 173. I'm going to go $125 on this play, guys, on the under 4.5. Red Sox do in the regular season at least strike out a decent amount. But to get this at plus 114 odds, I think is just a really good price. Really, really good. Oh, Steven, appreciate that. Judge was plus 104. So if you guys obviously, don't have Fanatics or don't have that boost, definitely go get that over. I'm still fine with grabbing that over at plus 104 over on Canby, any Canby book. So I like that. Appreciate that, guys. Also, BetOnline, guys, gives a lot of really good cash. Machado, dude, all the big guns for the Padres. Just nothing going on. Terrible inning. Cubs get out of it. Not looking good for the Padres. If you guys have certain... if you guys use BetOnline for arbing, they give away a lot of great bonus cash all the time. They do post-monthly, monthly, weekly. They give away a lot of nice bonus cash. It's a great book that you guys want to utilize to arb and just maybe bet with or low holds with. A lot of great bonus cash over there. Key, how much time do I spend doing this daily? Well, betting I'm a content creator for OddsJam, so this is my full-time job. So betting's kind of very important to me in terms of spending time. But I've been doing this, using the software for 4 years. Yeah, here it is. Judge, great call there. Great call there, Steven. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, this Judge play, you could go get even more money down on this one, right? Fanatics just moved to minus 110. This is still out there on Ballybet. Again, guys, first pitch is in 15, 20 minutes. I'm going to go log in over here on Ballybet. And I want to get a little bit more down on this because I only got $25. But I mean, in terms of being profitable or successful, it all depends on you and like, well, how much time do you have? Your day-to-day schedule. Because the biggest thing here, guys, is that you want to make sure that you find time in your day to do this where you have a healthy balance with betting. You have a family, you have kids, you got a work life. Can you find time to place some bets where you can make some money arbitrage betting, but you don't find yourself like telling your friends, hey, I'm not going to go to the movies with you guys tonight, or I'm not going to do this with you because I want to bet, right? I want to make sure you guys find the time where you can find this, you can find a good balance. All right, so let's go over here to the Yankees and player bases. Aaron Judge. I don't mind placing this bet right now, guys, because of it's so close to first pitch. So OddGM's telling me to bet $210. We're going to go with a 200 spot. Max bet is 141. When you see this happen, guys, very important. Don't place this, don't push this entire wager through. Instead, I'm just going to wager $140. That's all. I'm just going to wager below the size that they let me bet. And now we got Judge at plus 104 for a really good price, right? Very key that you don't push this bet through to the trader because then that triggers a trader review of your account. And if you're using a software, I don't care what software you're using, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. If you guys found value in this content, in the live stream, send this to your friends. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. The next big giveaway would be 10,000 subscribers. So make sure that you guys like and share the videos because if you guys have friends that think they can make money betting, but they lose a lot of money, or if you have friends that when you're around them you can talk betting, and then as soon as their wife or girlfriend walks in, you have to act like they only bet $5, but they're not betting $5 and they're losing consistently, send them over here to the channel, send them over here to the videos, help them become a sharp sports bettor, right? OddsJam's my best friend, my OG. But what's more important to me is teaching the strategies of sharp sports betting, how to make money sports betting. You can use a lot of different tools to make money. This is my homie, but there's a lot of ways that you just want to utilize these tools to make money and, help your friends out for sure. All right, Hard Rock's a pretty easy book to make money on. Not hard to beat them. Devontae Adams under 4.5 catches. This is 20 cents off to Circa, 22 cents off to FanDuel. It's 12 cents off to Bookmaker. Not as great, 16 cents to Pinnacle. But again, the Rams might not need to really shoot it out and throw it, right? And if you've been watching any Rams football, Puka's been a busy guy. Devontae's been fine, but Puka's been the dude. So take a look at this. I also totally forgot that I have the sportsbook screen pulled up behind me. And obviously it's a 3-0 game. A lot of books have this under 3.5 down here. So we're using the sportsbook screen, my favorite tool to live bet. And we're just kind of taking a look at, moneyline play is not really worth it. To be honest, guys, if you wanted to sprinkle over on Fanatics like $5 on the Padres money line, I know that they only have the 9th inning, but this is just really, really good price. Plus 4,500. FanDuel's at plus 3,000. So, could be something there. If we're looking at spreads, not really anything here. You can see the -3s flashing. If we're looking at the over-under, honestly, this under 3.5 looks decent on Fanatics or DraftKings. I know the PCA just got a base hit. Doesn't look too bad. Looks decent. If you're looking at the Red Sox and the Yankees right now, nothing on the money line for the Red Sox. What about the Yanks? Same. Nothing really that flashes that I really like to see. But again, using the sportsbook screen, guys, at OddsJam, one of my favorite tools to use for live betting. No doubt about that. Appreciate you, Irish. Steven, the 6 to 7 p.m. time is the real power hour. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. It really is the power hour, right? And so another kind of key thing, guys, is when, when the NBA comes back, we're going to be getting back to 2 streams a day. In the morning, we are going to be going after plays. We're going to be looking at the NFL and college football lines and player props for those. And then in the evening, we're going to be really drilling into NBA player props, right? When we are an hour before tip, right? So 6 p.m. Eastern is when you're going to see a lot of player prop betting. And that's where we are really going to look to get in some player prop bets. If we come back over the sharp money tool, you're obviously going to see, guys, especially when the NBA comes back, you're going to see this tool have a lot of opportunities pop up for NBA player prop bets, right? So, again, we talked about the Stafford play. It moved to minus 135 on the under. I'm fine with that. Totally cool with it. We are getting closer to kickoff, right? So one thing that I can do is I can come over here, and I'm just going to log in on the side over here. I like this. I like this play a lot on Stafford. There's a ton of money on his over. So all I'm going to do, right, and especially, guys, if we're taking Stafford's under, and if the Rams take a few knees, that's rushing yards for Stafford that we can easily get something going over here. So I'm just going to come up over here. I'm going to come over to this game, over on Hard Rock, player props. I'm looking for rushing, which is down here, the rush yards. And I'm looking at Stafford at minus 135, and I like this a lot. I like this a lot to put a 150 spot on it. Bingo. There we go. 150 over at Hard Rock on the under, thanks to sharp money, right? So I'm going to grab this right here, throw this in, and just say, there it is. You can obviously use the one-click bet feature. You don't have to do that. What I just did, right, you can click the bet feature, automatically pulls the play up. Looks like they were reviewing if PCA got in the second. That's a tough call. Once his right hand gets up, I don't know if his left hand got in. He might be out there. But I like that play, right? So Stafford, rushing yards, I'm very cool with that. A lot of money on the other side, so I want to bet the under. That's for sure. Gail, it's a good question. Yeah, I mean, well, so here's the thing. When we're looking at ARBs, okay, and when you're specifically looking at ARBs, it's all going to come down to liquidity. So there's some things that people don't understand when it comes to arbitraging, okay? How many of your buddies, and now this is fine because the game's starting very soon. But remember, player props, guys, they have certain liquidity markets. They have certain thresholds when it comes to liquidity. So if I come over here to FanDuel, and I'm not logged in again, right? And we're looking at Pinheiro, right? So if I'm looking at kicking props, which I don't know where this is, it's somewhere here. I'll find it. Or maybe not. Maybe it's not there, right? I was going to try to find some kicking props. You know, what the point here, though, is like, here it is, defensive special teams. Here we go. Kicking points for Pinheiro. So like his over for Pinheiro, max wager's $3,800. Which is pretty high, and that's because we're getting closer to kickoff. Max wager's $3,000. So if you have a bankroll of $1,000, then by all means, try to get, $500 down on this. Some of these books like Desert Diamond, Bally Bet, they're not equipped to handle $300, $400, $500 wager sizes. If this is between Profit X and FanDuel, yes, it is, right? And put your whole bankroll down, right? Because the idea is that if you can find a good ARB and get you all your money back, you're going to get a really nice return. If you're going to get a 6, 7, 8% return, do that. But understand that if you go to Hard Rock or Fanatics or Bet365, they're going to let you place a $500 wager or more on a player prop 1, 2, or 3 times. And then pretty soon they're not going to let you do that anymore. And they're only going to let you maybe bet $50. So if you're using DraftKings, if you're using FanDuel and it's a player prop, I would still keep that player prop under $500. If it's Hard Rock or Fanatics, I'd keep your player props under $250. So what do I mean by that? That means on Desert Diamond, you shouldn't, or Fanatics, you shouldn't go more than $250 on a player prop. But if this is a money line or a spread or a main market, so if I come over here and I go to markets and I just look at main market plays, if you're looking at a point spread play here, right here, this play between No Vig and MGM, I'd put $3,000 on this. Easy. I'd put your whole bankroll over on MGM because the game's about to start really soon and it's an NFL spread that the books are going to take a ton of money on. So if you can find an ARB where you can bet everything over here, that's where I would go ahead and place this wager. Otherwise, on player props, be careful, right? And so the last thing that I'll mention, guys, before I kind of call it a stream, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed it, I do offer one-on-one coaching where we kind of talk about these types of scenarios. You tell me your bankroll, you tell me where you live, your risk tolerance, and then I build you a customized portfolio and strategy built for you, tailored for you. It's really going to be more focused on EV betting, live EV betting, pregame EV betting. Arbitrage is a pretty simple strategy to execute, right? I can provide you tips, but this is going to be a free 30-minute call where you're going to get to just chat with me, and then you can see if one of my coaching packages is available for you. Hey, 4 Womblies, appreciate that, man. Really appreciate that, man. No problem about that. Let's cash some slips tonight. Jonathan says, I've been arbing for a month in Texas and have not found enough volume in the sweepstakes book, so I'll be putting some bankrolls offshores. There you go, Jonathan. Also, guys, what you have to understand is that your arbitrage opportunities are going to be dependent on what's going on in the sports betting calendar. So today there were 3 baseball games and there's 1 football game, right? And maybe there's a college game tonight. Not a lot going on. When the NBA returns, the reason that the NBA is so goated as an arbitrage type of sport is because there's games going on every day and there's a bunch of markets that you can wager on. So, if you have to remember that if there's only like a 2 or 3 baseball games going on. So right now, as of tonight, there's 1 baseball game and there's 1 NFL game. Not a lot of betting opportunities. We get to Saturday and Sunday when football's around, there's a ton of betting opportunities. So it's all going to be dependent on what's going on in the calendar. So as we get later into October, and then obviously when we're in November, December, January, that's prime betting months, okay? That's prime betting months. So it's all dependent on what's going on. But you're going to find out that the exchanges are going to be great when NBA comes back. Trust me, it's going to be a completely different story. But offshore books or global books are a way that you can get more money down, right? Here's a play with Giancarlo with Bookmaker. You can find some different plays. Novig, ProfitX. This is the gold. This is the one that you'd smash every time. You find arbs between the exchanges. This is literally the best strategy you can employ. Now, there's only $98 on this under, but still really, really good play over here, right? So this is what I would definitely take a look, guys. Deep fly ball to right field. Back. It's gone. That's a home run. Jackson Merrill goes deep. Dude, if you just a little sprinkle on the Padres money line at plus 4,500, you might be able to make me arb out of that for a small profit. Small profit, but still. Yeah, I see no VIGs charging 3% demo. We saw that ProfitX yesterday dropped their commission from 3% to 1%. So now you're only paying a 1% fee for the winning bettor, which is awesome. But yeah, saw that with no VIG. It's always going to change a little bit, but Jackson Merrill keeps it going, guys. And now all of a sudden, just gets a little bit more interesting. Yeah, Jonathan, I mean, for me, I use crypto for everything for offshores. Have never had an issue. Never had an issue. But I understand some of you guys aren't comfortable with that, or if you use credit cards. I've heard more people run into issues with credit cards, but I have not ran into a single issue on any offshore book with crypto. It's always worked, and it works very fast. Guys, tomorrow I will be streaming at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific. I will be up early, ready to look for some college football spreads and money lines. Hopefully you guys found some value. Let's hope that Sky Moore is our first or last touchdown scorer for tonight's game. You guys enjoy the football, enjoy the playoff baseball, and we'll be back tomorrow getting ready for some divisional series games in college and NFL football.